Today's sponsor, W Films. W Films is a full-service video production company located in Lewis, Delaware. Need help getting your message out on social media? How about creating a brand film for your company's website? W Films experts can help you create the perfect video and help you get the social media attention you've been looking for. W Films also specializes in marketing materials for real estate. They can provide cinematic video tour, HDR photography, and a fully immersive 360-degree tour to help your property get sold faster and for more money. To find out more, go to wfilmsmedia.com or call 302-569-0725. 302-569-0725. Everyone has a story. Let us tell yours.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to the Are You Spirited podcast, an affiliate of the Social Podcast Network. Relax, be spirited, and enjoy.
All right, welcome back. My name is Tom Arquino. This is the Are You Spirited podcast. Today's spirited guest is Ed Lowry.
Hey,
is that
sir.
how you say
Ed Lowry.
Lowry?
Yeah. Mike Lowry.
Lowry.
I like that. I like that, though.
Ed Lowry. Can we call you Crazy Eddie Lowry?
That works. That works.
Right. So you're it was funny, and you have, and we were just talking about this before we started. With kids, and you get into shit, and your kids are like, "Come on, I want to try this." So you're like, "All right." So we met. It's probably been, I guess, 7 years, maybe 5 years.
Oh, at least.
Yeah, and so my 10-year-old at the time decided he wanted to do BMX. And I did BMX when I was 13, 14, 15, part of the was it ABA?
Yeah.
The ABA, just like it is today, the same old little ABA. But, it was fun when I was a kid. I'm like, well, I'll do that again. And so we signed up, and we headed down to Milford to the old BMX track. And it was great little reality check for an old guy.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, I'm going to be the only 45-year-old guy racing in my class. No, not the case.
There's 10 others.
There was 10 others, and they were really fast, and it made me feel like I was 65.
Yeah.
So that's where we met. You were part of the cool group, and I
don't know if I put it as cool group.
That's what I put it in.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't put it in, but as the guy on the outside, just coming in, you were the group that you wanted to kind of at least ask questions. If I wanted any questions,
I would say the
guys.
experienced group.
The experienced group.
But I was actually the outsider when I first came back. So cause I came back, I didn't live in Delaware for a couple of years. When I came back, it was all these other kids, and I had no idea who they were. And I'm just some old pro. And
did you ever race pro?
yeah, I did from 16 to 30, pretty much.
Nice.
I took a break for a little bit and came back as an amateur, and then I think I raced 2 years as an amateur again, and then went back to pro.
How old are you?
37.
Okay, so yeah, I'm 52. I was like, so you probably don't remember like Stu Thompson,
Yeah,
Harry Larry.
Yeah, they're from the 80s, but
They were the 80s.
yeah.
There's a great. I haven't. Somebody gave me the video. There's this great video of basically the beginning of the BMX.
Yeah.
You
Back
know,
in the 60s when it started in California, from everybody wanting to race motocross, and they started BMX. It was all flat and pretty much in somebody's backyard.
Well, and then they talk about how like Stu Thompson and who did he race for? Redline?
Yeah, I believe so.
Was he a Redline?
Yeah, either that or Hutch.
Yeah. Well, how they had their little groups and they drove around the country in vans.
Yeah.
And it was very,
It's
awesome.
not any different now. It's not at all.
Well, you got internet now.
Well, yeah, we have. There's internet.
You have Wi-Fi.
yeah.
At
hotels, but
yeah, exactly.
But no, I'm not sure you remember Kevin Lale. When maybe when your son was racing.
Yeah.
He's mid 40s probably. So.
Oh, at Milford.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So him and I were going on a lot of road trips around up and down the East Coast, pretty much just like that. Just everything we had piled into a car and. Good luck.
Good times.
Yeah, just like couch surfing and everything like that.
Well, it was a lot of fun. And, BMX is a great, very family-oriented, not a lot of shenanigans going on down at the track.
Not to the open eye or not to the closed eye, but like open eye, man, it's like a lot of theft and all that going on. Like every track operator in Delaware is stolen money from the track.
Really?
Yeah, every single one.
Well, besides that,
Yeah.
let's try to stay positive.
Yeah. But for like the crowds and everything, yeah, it's super positive.
Well, and I loved how, like, if there'd be a big rain, you know, all the racers would come out and family would come out and help get the track back in shape. I mean, I think they've updated that track a bit now.
Yeah, a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I know, like me, Tony Favada, Kevin Lale, and Austin Loby. Like we all actually tore down like a couple of the straights and like rented a bunch of equipment, rebuilt it.
Nice.
Because like there were a couple of years where it just kind of got stagnant, got boring,
Well, it was a lot of fun.
and it's not something that's meant to be boring. So
No, and it was, but I had a lot of fun. It was great to participate with my son in something like that. Him and I, we both learned that we're not really aggressive BMX guys. I was never even back in when I was 13.
no, but it's still good. It's fun to go out there.
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of people. I think that's my biggest complaint with it now is it got so competitive, and nobody just wanted to have fun anymore.
Well, and it's, you know, I was talking to my same son about, you know, these kids these days, they're into like gaming and stuff, YouTube, and, you know, people like us are like, we roll our eyes, oh, it's so silly. But it's their life, and there's guys in there, just like a Stu Thompson or a Harry Larry.
These guys are making millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars gaming.
Playing Fortnite.
Right, exactly. But you know, he's like, he wanted to start a channel, and he goes, but you know, the guy that I follow, who's probably like the Stu Thompson of gaming, right? He makes so much money, and I go, I can tell you that there's a lot of people that get intimidated right out of that channel, just like a person like myself gets intimidated when the competition gets so good, and it is so good. But a guy like me is like, I'm never going to be that good, and sometimes we can get intimidated out. So it's not, you don't have to be the best to still have.
No, never.
To be relevant and still have a good time.
But I think it's also a culture in today's society. Like look at my son's the same way. He's like, oh, you know, but these guys are so good. But then they also bring up money. Like I've never did anything for the money of it.
No.
Like, and I think there's a difference today. Is like money's driven by YouTube videos or these Twitch streams or whichever else. These kids are making all this money, and that's all the kids like. Seems to be like was driving factors in a lot of things.
Well, they all want that one-handed catch, right? You know, my son's like, can we practice catching one-handed? And I go, can you just practice catching it all?
Yeah.
Can we work on just catching the ball?
Two hands while we learn.
Well, you know, what's his name? You know, the guy that caught it one-handed.
Willie Mays.
Right, Willie Mays. That's right. No, the guy that played for the Giants, and now I guess he's with the Browns now.
Oh man, if you're talking football, I don't do foosball.
You don't do foosball?
I don't know why. I just never been my thing.
Well, this guy caught it one-handed, and my son thinks that that's just awesome. So, to your point, it's all about the glory, not about the work. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Work ethic's definitely going away.
Work ethic's definitely going away. Well, and to continue the BMX story, you know, we did it for a while, and then I'm racing one day, and then bam, I'm on the ground. And I was like, God damn,
That's quick.
that ground is hard, and that was fast. And you remember Achilles?
Yeah.
Yeah, so him and I are friends. He lives down here, and I used to call him Flying Chihuahua?
Yeah.
But remember when he broke some ribs and
Oh yeah, he hit the fence or something like that.
yeah, it wasn't pretty, and he was, you know, it took a little wind out of his sails, I think, as well.
Yeah, but he raced when he was a kid down in South America, like a whole lot.
Yeah.
So
Well, we did. So I grew up in New Mexico. We had a track in Albuquerque that we raced at, and I went to the Grand. What were the Grand? What are they called?
some national.
Some Grand Nationals, right, in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And we went to Arizona. We were a BMX family.
Oh, so you like road when you were a kid?
Yeah. We were,
right.
yeah, we were, but I was never good.
Yeah.
I just had parents that stuck with it.
Yeah.
You know,
One of these days, it's
he's going to be okay one day.
Yeah.
But I had a buddy that got me into it, and he was really good. And so, but it was, you know, it was a lot of fun. So that's the background, how we met. And, but, you know, like I said, you were the cool guy. And I was like, hey, you know, where'd you get those wheels? And you know, trying to be part of. And we became friends through Instagram. And I just follow you, and you just like got a lot of stuff going on. So
Always. I'm always going somewhere, doing something, you know.
So did you were in the military?
Yeah, I did 19 and a half years, got medically retired.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. Can't do it without support, so more of a thank you to you.
Well, it's such a thing. My dad, he's like, don't thank me. You know, my dad's a retired colonel.
Yeah. Oh.
But he's over it. He's like, stop thanking me. Just give me. I don't want any more quilts. I don't need. I said the Air Force. But I said if it wasn't for the military, there would be no plaque game.
Yeah, yeah.
The plaques that go into the military are absurd. But he's like, stop thanking me. You know. But my dad was the first person from Delaware to graduate from the Air Force Academy.
Yeah, I remember you told me that the other day on the phone.
Class of '59.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's proud of that, and I'm proud of him. I think that's awesome. But, if we're going to get right down to it, he wanted to just get out of Delaware. It was a ticket out.
Yeah, and then he had to come back. Is he back here now? Or
Yeah, he's down at the beach.
Yeah, so like he had his couple year break and was like, all right, I guess I'll retire.
Well, that's exactly what happened. We were stationed out in Albuquerque, and then he took a job over in Sereno Valley out in San Diego, and then basically just kind of got pushed out.
Yeah.
And, that was when Clinton was president, and they were thinning the defense
the
department.
herd.
Yeah, closing some bases. And
yeah, they did the same thing when I was in. When Obama first became president, they thinned it out real bad. We had a lot of really good guys get pushed out.
Yeah.
For dumb stuff. It was like, oh, you're not quite as good as we want in PT, so we'll see you later.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, hey, but it did him well, and so thank you for your service. And yes, it is a family deal.
Yeah, so BMX actually is why I ended up in the military.
Really?
Yeah.
Did the military have a BMX team?
No, well, I rode for the military for 2 years. But
what branch were you in?
Air Force.
Air Force.
Yeah,
okay.
but I was special operations pretty much the whole time. I was like pararescueman, and then I went to aircraft maintenance, and then I went to a career field called TAC-P. So
TAC-P.
Yeah, which is Tactical Air Control Party.
Nice.
Or Tactical Attack Control Party. So I used to get attached to like Green Beret units and call in airstrikes, jump out of airplanes, and all that kind of good stuff.
Oh, dude, that phone is huge.
Maybe but look at my hands. I was like, it's like normal in my hands.
Yeah.
So
check out my phone. It's a baby.
Yeah, but like in my hands, it's
no, dude. You have giant hands. You could break coconuts with those hands.
I haven't tried.
New job.
But now I'm like,
let me put your hand up. Let me see. Oh my god, dude, that's little giant hands.
Yeah, double XL gloves, and then they still get tightened around the palm.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to always have the sides of them like BMX gloves rip out in the side, like
blow out.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so BMX is actually why I joined the military. One of the guys I worked with from BMX, I started working at a bike line up in Dover. And he was an old school BMX guy, but he was military, so he only worked at bike line like part time or whichever else.
Right.
And I saw everything for me like kind of going downhill. Not going downhill, but I was relying on BMX. I was like 17 years old. My dad's like, "What are you going to do with your life?" I was like, "I'm going to keep riding BMX."
So this is when you were a pro.
Yeah, so I was already a pro.
Who were you? Were you sponsored by somebody?
Yeah, I was actually racing for Mosh.
Okay.
Mosh Giant, Burger King, Answer. There are a couple other companies. We're going back in the day. I still have my jersey framed.
So you were like at a place where you didn't really know what you were doing.
Oh man, like I was 100%. I was riding bikes the rest of my life.
Right.
Like,
according to everybody else, you weren't sure what you were doing.
Exactly.
I always say our lives become unmanageable to everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
and so I ended up breaking my left elbow, like the cup off, and I had to put like a screw in a couple pins in my elbow. And my dad's like, "Look. Like, what are you going to do the rest of your life? Like, you can't, you really think you're going to be able to keep doing this?" It was like the first reality check of my life that I can remember. And I was like, no, I guess not. Like,
at least not with this elbow.
Yeah. And so I rode like another couple months and broke my right elbow, and that was kind of like the ceiling deal. And
so you broke
both elbows,
oh my God.
like 9 months apart, maybe not even that.
Did you do them both racing?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Both doing the same exact thing, actually. Like I was jumping through a rhythm section and flipped, and like kind of like you do like that fetal like, oh god, here it comes.
Yeah.
Like, and I just smashed elbow first into like the next jump.
Yes, that rhythm section.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me want to do BMX, because when you do that right, that's like so graceful.
Oh, it's so fast.
It's so fast.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I can never do it. It was like. Like, whack.
Dude, that's the bad part about it is like when it doesn't go that smooth.
No, it's ugly.
It's like a tractor riding over bumps. It's like,
and then sometimes you get bucked.
Yeah,
you're laying in the infield.
I feel like it's more times than not.
Right, but that's what drew me in. The whoops.
Yeah.
Done well.
I think mine is just jumping. I like jumping.
Yeah, well, and we were talking about that a little bit before. So what's your Instagram? That guy Ed?
Yeah, that guy _Ed.
That guy _Ed. And, This podcast was started because do you remember Casey Neistat? You ever hear of him?
Yeah, I know the name.
He's a YouTuber that was up in New York. His brother started this the Spirited Man podcast, and I'm like I'm so fascinated with it because it takes out race, takes out age, gender, takes out all that stuff. It's like just you get up and take on the day.
Yeah,
and I like that. And so I'm looking at Instagram, and I look at your Instagram, and there's this picture of you, and you must be like 10 feet into the air on some jump. I'm like, Spirited.
Yep.
That's crazy.
But that's the way I've always been, man. It's always been full steam ahead, and we'll figure it out. Figure the rest out later.
Well, and that's, I guess, the difference between you and I is that in the business I'm in, the hairdressing business, being a hairdresser, like I need all these parts. Like I got no time to break elbows. I got no time to break an arm.
Yeah.
And all I could see, because when I was
I mean,
a kid,
I would say that's adult life in general.
right.
It's just I just ignored it for a long time.
Yes.
Like I need it now. Like,
yeah, well, I don't want to find out the hard way that I need it. Like,
Yeah.
what was I thinking?
Yeah, that was it. See, that's me. I just learned the hard way.
But we grew up, I mean, I was the same way. We grew up on motorcycles and BMX bikes. We grew up in New Mexico in the desert, and we spent our day riding and
Oh yeah, making little jumps out of like cinder blocks and whatever pieces of wood you could find.
arroyos. We'd fill the arroyo up with tumbleweeds, set that bitch on fire, and
Yeah.
then do jumps for the rest of the day. And
Yeah.
it was just, but when I hit the ground at the BMX track in Milford, I was like, oh, I think we're done.
Yeah.
And then I had another accident on my kids. I call it the Devil's Chariot. It was this thing.
I'm so intrigued.
Well, it's just, it looks like a V, and you stand on it and you shake it, your butt, and the rhythm gets you moving.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's just take it down the driveway. Who's gonna know?
Is it bad that I was interested in riding this thing before I even knew what it was?
Dude, I'll give you it. You can have the Devil's Chariot.
Just with the name, I was like, oh, I'm game. I'm into
Well,
this.
I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Bam! I'm on the ground. I mean, literally backflop on the asphalt. I'm like, it was. There it is. There it is. The Devil's Chariot right there. That thing will take you down. But I realized I need to chill out.
Yeah.
So I just ordered a new e-bike.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, to everybody listening, I was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
With e-bike Eddie.
Shreddy McSkate.
Yeah.
Shreddy McSkate. Well, I'm trying to start a freaking podcast, and like nobody. I guess everybody has things to do.
Yeah, I mean,
what? Doesn't everyone just have nothing to do and want to just podcast all day?
Can't they just come over and talk?
Yeah, just come and hang out.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
Well, you got sick.
Yeah, I was sick.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah, and I feel like my whole family's been getting sick lately. This is cold after cold after cold.
Yeah.
Like, because my wife and kids are sick again.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do you think it's because we've been masked up for so long?
Oh, probably. This is now like the common cold that was like sitting dormant for how long? Like almost 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I got vaccinated, and on my second vaccine that day, I was like, ugh. And then by the third day, I had a cold. I was sick.
So I had my second one, and I felt fine. But my nose has been running nonstop since.
Yes. You cleared it up. It's a decongestant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thanks. Maybe there's some little bit of Sudafed shoved in there.
It's been a constant runny nose. Well, yeah, and we were supposed to do the podcast with Shreddy McSkate. Great guy. Love that guy. He's got a great channel. Check out his channel on YouTube. He's an e-bike reviewer. And he's like, let's go for a ride. And I go, I'm in. So he gave me the Grizzly 52V. Dual motors, dual batteries, and
So how long does that last?
I think this thing. You got it up there? Jake from State Farm. He's really good with that machine. He can. That's it right there.
Dude, that looks like one of the old school GoPeds.
Yeah.
Remember, like the ones you used to have to pedal to start.
Yep. Dude, that thing right there will go. So it's dual battery. There's a battery under the seat and a battery on the crossbar or on the
Down tube,
and then both wheels have a motor on it.
Hold on. So it's a 2-wheel drive.
Dual motor.
2-wheel drive bicycle.
Dual.
I like this.
Dual. That's the technology speaking there. Dual motor.
Yeah, but it's like a truck being a 4x4. It's a 2x2.
Yeah, and so it has a switch, and you can run rear motor, front motor, or both.
That was my next question, because I could see front wheel drive
I can see you breaking that bitch in half off a ramp. That's what I'm really. I think I'm not letting you use it. You can't drive it. You broke my bike. It's not supposed to go that high.
Yeah. I don't think he's meant to ramp.
Dude, that thing will go about 35 miles an hour. Actually, you know what?
That's a lot faster.
Jake, get some cameras. I'm thinking you can go for it. Let's build a ramp.
You're gonna need I can at least gap the sidewalk.
The sidewalk. I could gap the sidewalk in flip-flops.
Yeah. I got boat shoes.
You're going to need definitely a nickname.
Yeah.
Ed Flies High Lowry.
Yeah. So no, when I was a kid, they used to call me Eddie the Eagle. I guess off because I was kind of stupid like the Canadian guy. But
I think they made a movie called that.
Yeah,
Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah, the guy that was a long jumper from England or something.
Yeah, with the glasses.
Yeah, he was kind of an idiot, and I think that was mainly it. But
it's a great movie.
It was
a good feel good movie.
It is a good feel good movie.
Yeah, it felt good. There it is. Jake, you're just on. He's been off all weekend.
See, and I like. He looks like he actually, he's missing something upstairs.
Jason. Well, listen, if you ramp this new e-bike, you may be missing something upstairs as well. Well, so this bike is I'm thinking of making starting a bike gang.
Bike gang.
Yeah, maybe you might want to be part of it.
I'm again. You no need to say anything more. I'm in.
So we'll start an e-bike gang, and we'll get leathers. We'll be the 3%. What is it? The 2%? 1%?
Yeah, but we'd be like the 2% milk crew.
Right.
But for bikers, it's 1%ers.
Right.
My dad. Fun story. My dad was a 1%.
And that's seniors on bikes, and that's going to be our badge.
Seniors on bikes.
You need to come down and do an e-bike ride with us.
I'm game.
I know.
I'm game.
That's what you're spirited. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. When I decided to start this podcast, I'm like, I can only do this podcast with one guy.
Do you think that we can?
Eddie the Eagle Lowry.
I'm game. Do you think we could take one of those over to Epworth, the skate park over by the church?
I think we can.
I wonder.
Not mine.
Yeah.
First of all, they're a little expensive.
Yeah, but
I definitely don't want to break my e-bike.
We could rent one. I'm sure. Does he think Atlantic Bicycles rents them?
Well, so my buddy Brian Keegman, he has Lewis Cycle Sport.
Okay.
They rent them. But he is my friend.
How about All Wheels?
That guy's. Do you know him?
No, but I know I tried to buy a bike tube there, and it was like $6 for a 20-inch bicycle tube, and he wouldn't let me use his air compressor.
Yeah, I won't badmouth anybody, but that guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Oops, I badmouth him. It makes me it bums me out because he's, I try to be super cool with everybody. Like, hey, bro, what's up? How you having a great day, man?
Just like a little pug.
Yeah. It's like
are you is that breathing?
Yeah, it's like, why are you so miserable, man? And so I don't go there anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
However, he had like these specialized bike tubes that the entire Schrader valve was metal, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
So I actually liked the tubes.
So he was kind of the elite with those.
Yeah, I mean,
well, there goes there's your attitude.
I'm not saying he's elite. I'm just saying he had them.
Well, when you have the special tube, you're now unique.
No,
another level.
No, they're made by Specialized.
Oh,
and he just happened to have them.
Right.
But it's the closest place. I got a flat tire riding a bull at Epworth.
Right.
And it was the closest place.
So how's the bull? Can you ride? Is it rideable?
It's tight.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was the first time I was on my bike in probably 2.5 years, and it was all right. I only fell a couple times, but.
We were there last night. My son's learning how to drive, so I used the Epworth parking lot to practice parking.
That is a large parking lot, though.
It's large.
So.
And we were watching the kids over there.
Yeah, I mean, are there even any light poles in the parking lot?
Yeah, but we went. It wasn't dark yet, so.
No, I was thinking because it's large and open, not really anything for him to hit.
Yeah, he's not that bad. We've actually, and don't hold this against me, but we've been practicing for a while.
You should. I don't think because
on the highway.
That's fine.
Right.
No, it is for me. It's all to me because my dad used to get drunk and I would have to drive home at 13. So
nice. That's not good.
But
thanks, Dad.
15 when they're going into driver's ed, 90% of them are all nervous because they've never done anything like that.
Right.
So at least now, like and you're going to feel more comfortable because you're like, oh well, we've been doing this for a couple of years already.
Is that the bowl?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know they built that big of a bowl over there.
Yeah, it's probably about 7 feet deep or so.
Okay.
Yeah. So the side that's closer to us, where the guy's standing on the deck, like that's probably the easiest part to really kind of air out of. I was getting about 7 foot out of it.
You know, I didn't even tell you this. So when I got into the BMX racing at the older age, I did cruiser class. My bike got stolen.
Did it really?
Yeah, we got stolen on the trail by my house. My kids were on it, laid it on the side of the trail, went into the woods like kids do, came back, and someone had left some piece of shit bike and taken my bike.
Oh, I'll trade you.
Yeah. Like, that's bullshit. I was so fucking pissed.
Like, this isn't leave one, take one.
Yeah, I was so pissed. First, I was pissed at them. And then second of all, I was just pissed because who steals bikes here in Rehoboth? That's bullshit.
Oh, man. Yeah, but look at what is that North Rehoboth whole area?
You mean West Rehoboth?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
So.
I hate to... I'm sure it was just kids. But I tell you what, the first place I went was right over there to that damn skate park. I'm like, which one of you motherfuckers got my bike?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... That's
Well, it's the first stop when you get off the trail.
Yeah.
It's right. You come out on the trail and there's the skate park. You know, and
there's like homeless and all that come through there and hop on that trail, and I don't know where the heck to go, but
there's a guy that lives back there now. I run the trail. Ran this morning, didn't see him, but I've run the trail. So what was it? Friday? Was it raining? Saturday, I think I had to take my son to work, and we went to the Wawa, and the guy that lives in the woods, who I think seems pretty normal. I'm like, good morning. Like, yeah, he's normal.
Does he work at Wheels?
Yeah. Dude, you on your way to work? Think they'd give you a bike?
Yeah.
But he's like, I was like, yeah, good to hear. And so, but he was standing in front of the Wawa in the rain talking to
somebody.
Dimensional people. He's like, I got the vanilla and I got the blah. And I was like, okay, this guy definitely deserves to live in the woods, I guess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Or maybe he's just lived in the woods so long that
it's sad.
You just develop your own friends.
I think it's, yeah, this is the time of the year they start heading to the woods. I saw a park ranger kind of walking around over by the woods a couple of days ago. Must have been somebody in the woods living in there.
Did the rangers, like Denrac, they're the ones who control that whole area because of the breakwater?
Yes. Which just sucks because when my bike got stolen, I'm like...
The police themselves wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, sorry, this is not a job for the state police. This is,
It falls under Denrac or...
Park rangers or whatever. I'm like, well, they don't give a shit. And I finally got one, but he's like...
What do you want me to do? Yeah. Unless you have a GPS tracker on it. Oh, that's a good idea, though. Why don't we have all those like little square things and everything people can put on their keys?
Yeah, well, Apple just released a new one, right? But what's the new? What's the new?
That's
Apple
what I was thinking.
one?
Was the tile?
Apple just released one. There it is, AirTag. So
I'm not an Apple fan. Can I throw that out there?
Oranges.
I like oranges.
I don't like apples.
Man, I saw the video the other day. Total ADD moment.
Grapes are good.
I saw this video the other day. This guy was juggling 3 apples and taking a bite out of them as he was juggling. I've never been more impressed by a video.
Yeah, well, I mean, 5 apples would be more impressive, right?
Yeah, but
yeah, no, that's awesome.
Damn it.
Well, I'm like, I want to learn how to juggle. But you bring up a good point. So this is what I will be putting, this Apple AirTag, I will be putting on my new e-bike.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
And I might actually have a sign mounted on
I wonder if
it.
they make like actual bike trackers also.
They just did. It's called the Apple AirTag.
Yeah.
Why don't you like Apple?
I don't know. I've just never been. I've never been an
matter?
Apple fan. Like, so I used to use Apple consoles all the time, and then I got and I had like the first iPhone up until like iPhone 5, and once I went to an Android, well, not Android. I don't want to say Android,
right?
But I started using Samsung phones,
Sure.
and I've never had a single issue with any of them, other than the fact that I smash them all the time.
Well, what is your? I mean, so like when, because I've gotten a little hung up on Apple before. I mean, I like Apple, but I'm like, why am I so deep in this shit? So I think I'll switch. I thought about maybe the Google Pixel 2. I thought that was great because I'm into taking pictures.
Yeah.
But there are things about Apple that I really like. The messaging, I really like the messaging.
I do like the messaging, but Samsung has the same messaging system.
But your letters are blue.
See, no, that's just
Shame.
Shame.
You woke up. You blue woke.
Shame. Shame.
Is that Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Hit me with some fruit.
Yeah.
Hit me with an apple.
No, it's
That was a great episode. Bad season, but great episode.
That show ended abruptly. Like that show ended horribly.
Yeah.
Man, the whole wall just shook.
Yeah, they just shut the door.
So they shut the door and the wall shakes. The people. Is that the same people that the crazy man's yelling at?
Yes. Vanilla.
Yeah, just through the wall.
Yes.
Ah.
Well, before we jump off that, because I'd like to talk about Game of Thrones, but that Apple AirTag, I've never seen the square tile, but that Apple AirTag is something I definitely want to put on, and I'm thinking about putting a little sign on there that says, "Listen, this thing is tracked. Don't even fucking bother stealing it, because I'm gonna find your ass.
I would
I'm gonna beat you."
I would hide the AirTag,
right?
But then put a sticker on it, like we'll do like a yellow warning label.
Yeah, this bitch is tracked.
Yeah,
and we will find
lasers will come out.
Fuck lasers, wooden bats.
Yeah,
lasers are. You'd prefer lasers.
I like lasers.
Lasers are cool. Well, I mean, a good shot laser. There's
a nice little piece of technology the Air Force uses now that has lasers in it. I mean, we'll just leave it at that. It shoots lasers from an airplane.
Yes, I like that big.
It's a AC-130.
Is he bringing it up?
So this is an attack plane.
My father flew C-130s. Yeah, that's what my dad flew.
Yeah, so pretty much, this is an attack airplane. It's a cargo airplane, C-130, that they put pretty much the largest guns that they could on it. It's a 105 millimeter cannon that hangs out the side of it, and also had, some of the older ones had like 50 mil howitzers and stuff like that on them.
That's probably a 100-year-old plane.
So no, like these ones are all brand new because they've just so those ones right there are the H models with the four props.
Yeah.
Or 4 blade fans, and then new ones have 6 blade fans and 8 blade fans.
Oh my god.
But so
it's clearly a good design because that is what my dad flew. He flew the C-130 in Vietnam.
If you could watch videos of this thing like real live,
I have.
It's just gagoom, gagoom, gagoom. It just
you can see there's these videos. I mean, they're like, all right, they're running. He's like, all right, I got him. Light him up.
Yeah,
it just turns them to dust.
The guy on the ground they're talking to is me.
Oh, so is it tough? Is that? I mean, I know it's the military and it's all that, but does that wear on you? Does that?
Well, that's why I'm not in anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of pretty much had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Like other than the cool stuff, because like going through the training, jumping out of the planes, and all that kind of stuff. That's the fun part.
Right.
But like even like a lot of the missions is fun, but you suppress your emotions, you suppress this, you suppress that, you become an angry person.
It becomes like almost like a video game. It looks like it, at least, because
so the guys that are like the drone people,
right?
Like the guys that run drones. Like one of my best friends, he did kind of my job, but with drones. Right. But he was behind the screen, and there's a disconnect between reality and what he's actually doing.
Right.
But me, no, I'm on the ground. Like I'm calling in airstrikes for like us to those houses away.
Wow.
So it's like. I've already engaged with these people, so it's very, very much so real.
Right.
But then.
So you can't disconnect as easy as like someone that's sitting in a trailer in the middle of the desert in Arizona.
There is no actual disconnection except for like yourself.
Right.
You completely learn to disassociate life because like then you're done, you come home, blah, 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 and then it's back to normal. Hey, I'm a dad. Hey, I'm riding BMX. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Because if you keep thinking about that, it wears down on you.
Yeah.
And the same thing, like you can't be in that situation and go, oh man, my kids, my wife, my friends, I want to go ride my bike. It's so you disassociate. Right. It's like you have 2 different lives, and it does wear down on you. I mean, it's like 19 years of it, and I'm done. I broke. I had a complete mental breakdown.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be awful.
Like me, yeah. I'm always like go right. Surf, go do this, go do that. I didn't do anything for almost 2 years. Nothing. Didn't ride my bike. Nothing.
Now, was this through COVID or was this before COVID?
It started right before COVID. COVID just happened to be a coincidence with it. So it was like pretty much like end of summer 19. up until like I really started managing everything really well, probably like 3 months ago even.
Yeah.
So,
Well, war is interesting because it's like we go through all this, right? And then all of a sudden, we're done. It's over.
because we got what we wanted. I mean, I don't want to get into political about it, but
No, we
it's
don't have
essentially what it comes into is we got what we wanted, or we overthrew their government enough to where they can take control, or which that's a lot of it, especially with what I do. A lot of it is like overthrowing, local governments and.
When my dad was in the military, he said that when they tore down the wall, remember when Gorbachev, and he's like, his commander or boss called them all in. He's all right, come on in, boys. And he's like, we got a problem. My dad's all, what's the problem? He goes, no enemy.
Yeah.
No enemy. That's an issue.
It does become an issue because then we're like, well, what are we doing?
Right. Well, I mean, the
Not
military,
that the military needs to keep doing something, but in order for us to fund it, in order for us to maintain vigilance and all that, like.
well, and there are budgets, and people, if you lower a budget, they love it when you lower the budget, and it's hard to get that money back.
Yeah, and like oh man, I'll talk about that all day long.
Yeah.
One, military contracts are ridiculous. Like
Right.
there are some things like a little titanium screw, where it's on like engines or something like that. Go buy it. Well, you can't really buy a titanium screw anywhere, but it probably would really realistically cost like $20.
Yeah.
But since there's only one contract for one manufacturer, it's like $3,000.
Right.
But you can't buy just one; you need to buy 20 of them.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it's a mess. It's it can get you very frustrated, very annoyed.
oh yeah, if you don't use all of your budget, then you do get less, and once you get less, you don't get more.
It's hard to get that budget
Yeah,
back.
yeah, because it's like the whole lean process of like do more with less, and
Well, my
the
wife,
Toyota way.
we love watching The West Wing, and it's it's all fiction, but it's slightly loosely based on life. And this one, I think he's a naval captain or whatever. He comes in and he's got this ashtray, and he's like, "Is that?" And one of the characters like, "Is that really a $500 ashtray?" And he goes, "Yes, it's $500 ashtray." And she's like,
Yeah.
"What a waste of money!" It's the greed and all this. And he goes, and then he takes this wrench, he goes, bam, and smacks it, and it breaks. And she's like, "What'd you break that $500 ashtray for?" And he goes, "It breaks in 3 pieces. We've created an ashtray that will break into just 3 pieces. It doesn't shatter. Doesn't just put glass everywhere. If it was to get broken, it breaks in 3 pieces. That's why it's $500."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Oh, well, that's, I guess, maybe a good idea. Maybe if you're on a sub, I suppose."
I mean, I don't. They're so anti-smoking, so
Right. Exactly. Oh, you can't smoke either.
yeah.
That's fine.
Oh man, can you imagine living on a sub?
No.
Yeah, like I have a buddy who was like a nuke tech on one. Like, there's no way. There's like they would go underwater for 30 days at a time.
Yeah.
Not just out to sea, but like under the surface for 30 days at a time.
Yeah.
I'm like, no
Well,
way.
and the sub just imploded. That one, were they from Taiwan or Taiwan?
Yeah, but I mean, they probably made theirs out of like old gas tanks or something. Who knows?
It was a good sub.
No, I'm kidding.
It was. Listen, you get down to a certain level, it has to be made of something, or it won't survive. Period.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I just couldn't do it. Period. Like,
Right.
They do what's called hot bunking, where it's like one guy's sleeping, gets off, then the other guy gets off shift. He's like pretty much like, my turn.
It just
Like,
gets right in.
Like that one guy gets up, and the other guy gets back in.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
couldn't do
you ever walk into a restroom stall like right after somebody and the seat's still warm.
Not good. Well, I mean, even on Navy ships, even above, on top of the water can be.
Yeah, so some of them do something similar because like 3,000 people on a carrier.
So what do you think about like all these UFO things that are going on?
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I'm
believe
not
it?
following it. I totally believe it.
Because naval ships.
I want to believe it. How's that sound?
What was the Navy pilot? Lieutenant Colonel Farver.
I don't know, but I went
There
right.
he is.
I went right to Super Troopers.
Well, that guy. All this stuff right here. They documented all this. Yeah, that guy right there.
But and this is getting way more common, and the military is actually releasing a lot of stuff saying about like UFO sightings.
The guy that teamed up with this. How do you say his name? Flarver. I can't even see it. But the government released these videos, and people are like, Well, would they sneak it out? What did they? And it was completely okayed by the military to release it. And the reason that it was brought up and is being so much attention now is because it is an actual threat to our military. It's like somebody out there is flying.
Because we have no idea.
Right. So it's not about UFOs.
And they can't keep up to it.
Right. It's not about like aliens. It's like, all right, who's the asshole with the cool jet? Right.
Space Force.
Well, and then I thought that was part of the reason they started Space Force.
Oh, no. Space Force has been around since the 80s.
Has it?
Yeah. We had the U.S. Space Command, which fell under the Air Force. Space Command's been around for a long time. They
I thought Trump was the guy that released.
It'd be Space Command.
Space Force. I want that patch.
I'll get you one.
A Space Force patch?
Yeah. I'll get you one.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be freaking cool, man.
I have a good friend who's Intel with them.
Space Force.
Yeah, so the Space Command's been around probably
Well, listen, if we're going to get a patch, I'm thinking a full suit now.
a full suit.
Yeah,
So
the whole flight suit.
Oh, you want a flight suit?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll stick with the patch.
But
But if we're going to go, we got Intel and we got in.
I mean, I can get you a flight suit, no problem.
We need to. Well, I'm thinking you need one as well, and then we're
mean,
going to do the
already-
podcast in our flight suits.
I already have flight suits.
We need. I'm thinking uniforms for the podcast. Space Force uniforms.
You know what we do need? Do you have tissues?
You need a tissue.
I do. I have some in my car. I'll be right back.
All right, go get it. Here, just pause it for a second. So you're good.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just took me 30 seconds to get the headphones back on. Because
I wasn't going to talk about that. That was when you bumped your head.
Well, see, this is back to like the whole Eddie the Eagle thing, man. Like there might be something missing upstairs because I have Bose ones that do that. They fold up and all nice and neat.
Right.
But they don't get your earpiece spins.
Yeah, so mine spin and turn.
Yeah. So mine turn, but it only spins a little bit, like just enough to lay flat.
Right. Did you see the new? Oh, well, you don't like Apple, but Apple came out with a new set of headphones that look good, but they're like ridiculously expensive. $500.
So that's everything Apple. I feel like everything that they come out with is just through the roof expensive.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know.
I don't have anything against Apple, like against their products. I don't like their interface on their phones, for say, like for user wise, is super easy.
Right.
Like you can't really get lost in their phones. Now, me going to use your phone, trying to find the settings and everything, I'd be confused. Right. But give me a day or two, and I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, and like their computers will say like people don't write malware for Apple computers. At least they used to not.
They don't. I don't think they still don't.
Yeah, so you really don't have to worry about getting viruses and getting this and getting that.
Yeah, and I think
it's also harder because their coding's harder.
I think
because you can't write standard HTML on an Apple.
I think the reason I like Apple is because it's just like you said, it's just easy to use. I'm not a huge gamer. I'm not doing a lot of programming or anything like that. I'm just an email.
Yeah,
play a couple games, da-di-da kind of guy.
But go buy an Apple laptop and then go buy an Asus laptop.
Yeah,
you know, where you're like $1,500 to $500, and the $500 one's going to perform pretty much almost as good.
Right.
But
well, that's true. That laptop was a little bit expensive, but I don't use it for much, and it works well, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Hey, and that's in the end of the day, that's
all that matters.
That's all that matters. Because I break everything I own anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Look, I'm taking a jump with my laptop.
Yeah.
Damn it, I broke it.
Yeah, or it's like I'll put it in my bag on a flight. Next thing you know, get off the flight. I'm like, what the? It was in overhead the whole time.
So when did you make the because what'd you say? You had the iPhone up until like the 4 or 5?
Yeah, up until the 5.
Because the 5, I thought that's really where I started to become discouraged. Everything past the 5, because then they got bigger and bigger and bigger, and and you got big hands, but it's like
so they did get bulky.
They get bulky.
Yeah, and because even my phone's huge now, and that's actually one of my bigger complaints about it, because it's not like a plus or so it sounds like a brick.
It's a when you get a text, it's like boom.
But like my battery kept dying all the time in the iPhone, and it was like one thing after the next. That one I had a lot of problems with. I got like 3 different replacements, and all 3 did the same thing.
Yeah,
and so I got a Samsung, and I was like, oh well. this thing's smooth.
Well, it's funny because I won't get to anything but an Apple, but then I've been thinking about getting a flip phone. I would totally get a flip phone. Flip phone.
Granted, I text a good bit, but I've gotten away from texting. Like you call me, and I like that. Like we actually have conversations on the phone. I
don't text.
Like it's 10 times better.
I'll text yes or no.
Yeah.
Cheese, no cheese, whatever. But I'm not. If it's conversation, I'm too sensitive.
Speaking of, you misread text.
I just can't. I'm old school, and if someone's like, no, I'm like, well, what the fuck's that mean? No.
Yeah.
No.
Is it like a no maybe later?
No, or go F yourself?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like read into things.
What'd that mean? No. Yeah. I'm just saying no. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't want cheese.
Bye.
Oh.
What do you mean bye?
Like.
No good.
Because like imagine how many relationships are ruined because of texting or social media. I'm not sure if you noticed. I'm back on Facebook now. I wasn't on Facebook for like 2.5 years, but
welcome back.
Yeah, I'm already.
And you had a question that I couldn't even be part of. I was like,
I'm already over it.
Yeah. Well, Facebook now seems like amateur hour. Facebook to me seems like vanilla. It's super like mellow. Barely seems like anybody uses it anymore. The feelings exist over on Instagram, and that's where I think people get bent out of shape.
No, I think all of it. It's all social media. Imagine how many relationships have been ruined because of texting. Social media, whichever else. But speaking of cheese, how is this breakfast place?
Cheese. I just ate there.
How is it? Is it pretty good?
Amazing.
I was trying to be here early, but I got stuck in the. My workout went way too long.
Dude, I ran this morning. I had eggs with corned beef hash, Mexican ketchup.
I like it.
Can you say Mexican ketchup?
Why can't you?
I don't know. Mexican ketchup.
Yeah, so you say it pretty well.
It's delicious. It's my favorite. Goddamn, love Mexican ketchup.
Say like I love huevos rancheros.
Well, I am a Mexican, New Mexican, but I am.
You're the new.
I'm
Mexican.
a new version. I'm a new Mexican. I grew up in New Mexico.
Yeah, but I've never seen you wear a poncho.
I did, and if my wife would let me, I would. Maybe not a poncho, but what was that cool like Ensenada kind of hemp woven hoodie looking thing with the front pockets?
Or how about like one of like the little boy suit jackets?
No. That makes you immediately fall off a bicycle.
Yeah.
Bam! You just damn it must have been my suit.
Man, it echoed so. It sounded like we were just in a steel drum.
Yes. Well, do you remember there was a period where it was kind of cool to have that kind of hemp looking?
Yeah.
Hoodie.
Yeah, but the people that wore them also had like the puka shell necklaces.
Yes. That was cool at one time. I mean, I think you probably at one point considered maybe getting that.
No, I never did. No, I was never into like the Sugar Ray thing.
No, I'm definitely not into Sugar Ray. That was my Pearl Jam days.
Or I guess. You
like Pearl Jam?
No, not really. Yeah, you have a Pearl Jam podcast too, don't you?
Yeah, you won't be coming on there.
Yeah,
you're not invited. Well, how can you not like Pearl Jam?
It's not that I don't like them. It's just not something I've ever really.
Well, there's an age thing, and it's weird because you're not that old, but you're a little bit old. You're not that old. And
yeah, I'm still a millennial.
Yes,
technically.
Well, according to the fourth turning, you will be what saves this seculum. This 80-year, we're in an 80-year period, and right now we're in the crisis.
I'll tell you what kind of 80-year period we are. We have like the whole Senate is full of 80-year-old people.
Dude, it's bad.
So, could you imagine like if some like new like 40-year-olds actually got in the Senate?
Yeah,
it'd be completely different.
Yeah, it'd be weird. It'd be interesting.
It would be very interesting, but then because you'd still have like some of the younger people that are coming into it. I wish there was more younger Democrats in the Senate. Or like in the government period. There's a lot of younger Republicans, but not too many young Democrats.
Well, and it's usually when there's like a lifespan, right? So when you're young, you're more democratic. You want to help. You want to be part of the solution. You want to help others. You feel bad. You want to. Yeah. And then as you get older, like my father, who's like, well, fuck it, I don't need any help. I made it. We don't want to help anybody.
Yeah.
It's like no more taxes. He doesn't want to help anybody. He's right all the way. So
yeah,
but I think it's an evolution of life.
Yeah, but if you think about like actually in government though, a lot of the younger people who are in government tend to be Republican at this point.
Well, I think Chris Coons is a Democrat.
Yeah, but there's not as many.
Right. But do you know Chris?
No, I don't know Chris.
I don't know him either, but I've heard he's a very, very good guy. My buddy Ed Brown and I put signs up for him 10 years or so ago. When
I'm sure they're all nice people.
Right.
I mean, I don't have anything against anybody. Well, I mean, I do some, but some of them are just idiots. But a lot of I think a lot of it's like former military guys and stuff like that are really trying to get in the government.
Right.
Which I follow quite a bit of them, but I think they get too far right.
Yeah.
Because there's the devil on either side of like too far left, too far right.
I find myself more center.
Moderate.
Yeah.
I'm a libertarian.
Libertarian. I like that.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds
do
good.
whatever you want to do as long as it doesn't affect somebody else.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that possible? Can you do whatever you want without affecting anybody else?
No, there was a Gary Johnson from Utah.
Gary Johnson, come on down.
Today's your day.
Utah.
Yeah, I think he was Utah or something like that. He ran a libertarian platform and as a all by himself, and I don't think he got very many votes.
Yeah,
but that was the first time Trump ran. I guess that was 2020.
Well, if we could, it's weird. If we could raise this country like we raise our kids, and I feel like that's kind of how we do it.
I don't know if you can do that, man, because you have like some parents that are like helicopter moms. No,
but I mean,
because I'm a free range parent.
I'm a free range parent. I'm the kind of parent that I really like. I don't help my kids. I mean, I help them, but I don't help them with homework. I don't help them. I've always said to my kids, I'd prefer that you were able to have a conversation with somebody rather than me come and fix it.
Yeah.
And that to me is key because in the end, as an adult, I think that's what starts to become important is to be able to communicate and not be so...
and problem solving.
And problem solving, exactly.
Problem solving is very important. Like, you shouldn't have to have somebody pick you up every time.
Right, and if you look at your kids, if I look at my kids and I say, "Are you happy?"
I don't know who he just found, but that's my new...
That's your new guy?
That's my buddy now.
Libertarian Party National Convention, yeah.
Of course, it's Florida man.
Yeah, Florida is yeah. Look at that fold over there. It's like a third leg.
That dude has more cleavage than Roseanne Barr.
He's got more rolls than a... Never mind. But, if you look at your kids and say, "Are you happy?" And they said, "Yeah," you're probably doing kind of a fucked up job. If you said, "Are you happy?" and they're like, "No." Unfortunately, that's probably a better job. Building character is more and less building characters.
Like you need to grow up with disappointment, and it might sound terrible, but you need to get disappointed in life.
You need to be sad sometimes. Yeah. You need to be unhappy,
and you need to lose.
That's right.
Like
I've been losing a lot all my life. I'm done just fine.
I don't know how to win.
I don't either.
I'm pretty sure the universe is just straight up. I'm grabbing my ankles and there's no lube.
Well, and we, when we started this, we were talking about these people that our kids are these role models that our kids find, awesome, which are people that make a lot of money and that have a lot of limelight, maybe are on TV or on YouTube. But I tell you what, I don't think their lights last very long. And
of course
the up
not.
is awesome, but I tell you that down has got to be a bummer.
Yeah, can you imagine it's going from winning $2 million and blah 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 at 17, 18 years old, and then 35, you're like. Oh,
nothing.
What do I do now? You have nothing.
And you've tasted it.
Yeah, because even if you were smart and you buy a house or whatever else and you invest, because a house, you're $500,000 in.
Right.
Sorry, so now you're down to 1.5. 1.5 is not going to last very long.
No.
Not at all.
No, and it's
even invested, it's not going to last long.
That's right, and it's. I think we're seeing a lot of people that are struggling with this, that have these moments, these moments of fame. And then it goes away, and then they're just like, they have nothing.
Oh, yeah. Well, then they get all strung out on coke and alcohol and this and that. And
coke. They still do coke.
Yeah.
I'm sure they haven't created some new drug. You do coke? You do the coke?
Blow. I mean, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't.
Is that still around?
Believe it or not, it's very around.
Yeah, I would believe it. I don't see that going away anytime soon.
No, it's like 10 times more expensive than it used to be, though.
Yeah.
So
I never was big into that. I got lucky. No, my favorite thing was vodka.
Yeah, you don't get hangovers with cocaine.
No.
Vodka, you definitely get hangovers.
You definitely get sad.
You do, because see. So we're talking about that. You get it real big up, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Yeah, being a YouTuber is like doing coke.
Yeah.
The high is big, but in the end, it's very sad.
Yeah. Yeah, full circle here. Maybe they should quit doing coke while they're real high.
So listen, what's your schedule like? What can we get out of you? Can we get a commitment, some sort of?
I would
commitment?
like to do weekly.
Could you
but my
do
schedule,
weekly?
but my schedule is so sporadic.
Right.
I mean, if we can change times.
Well, we would have to. I mean, if
'Cause
we had a little bit, it's really between Mondays and Wednesdays because the rest of the days I actually have to make money and like feed children and stuff. So
Yeah, see, that's my whole problem is I'm trying to make money and feed children.
feed your kids and stuff. Provide
Yeah. I mean, something like that.
provisions.
But but it's been so busy. I've been working I worked 61 hours last week.
What do you do?
So I'm a sales manager for Lowe's up in Middletown.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Shout out to Lowe's.
yeah. Hoop, hoop.
Maybe we can get some advertisement. Maybe they'll buy some advertisement. Like they need our help.
Yeah. I don't think they need anybody's help.
No, they're doing just fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we advertise other than like these are our sales.
The last advertisement was on the side of Jimmy Johnson's NASCAR. That was the last advertisement campaign they did.
Number 48.
Number 48. That's still going strong.
The only reason I even know that because like half the passwords like when you first become an employee is like Lowe's 48.
Oh, really?
I'm like that's the stupidest. I'm like
You've just told everybody that. I was like, damn it, Lowe's 48.
Yeah.
We're in. So what's your schedule? I mean, so it's always changing?
yeah. Like I mean, I can look it up for next week. Right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, can we do? So this is what I'm thinking. I want to bring you and me and my friend Jess, but she's kind of she's busy, and nobody wants to. This might be more of a winter podcast, but
I can do next Monday.
All right, so we'll do next Monday, and you want to bring somebody in? You got a guest?
Ooh, I can do the following Wednesday as well.
Okay, so we'll build a little schedule after we get finished the podcast, but let's just bring in spirited people. And we'll just kind of, it doesn't matter if you got somebody you want to bring in.
I first guy that comes to my mind is my buddy Tom Greenstreet. He's a bartender at Finn's.
Okay.
The most lively person I've ever met.
Can you talk to him?
Yeah, I think I can.
I think. Well, everybody's waiting.
I will definitely talk to him.
Well, I mean, so we got to bring. So the first podcast we had was Shreddy McSkate and the guy that owns Smash Mouth Burger food truck.
One of the people that works for them used to be involved with BMX too.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
Yeah,
because her kids, little Holt, and Kale.
Yeah,
their daughter.
Yeah, what's her last name? Because there's like 12 of them. They have like a Mormon-sized family.
Well, it was Holt and Kale, and then the daughter. Which she was great on bikes too.
Yeah,
but I don't think any of them.
They're all older now.
Yeah, I don't think any of them are doing it. But her and her boyfriend Jamie, I think his name is. They started that Smash Mouth Burger truck, and they had that they raised money for Gavin over at Hudson Fields a couple weeks ago.
Okay,
and I'm like, I am trying this burger, and it was amazing. I got Santa Fe.
So you're all about the Southwest stuff.
Put an avocado on it. I'm on it. Do you like avocados, Ed?
I eat everything. Okay. I don't think there's anything I haven't eaten.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's probably a lot of things I haven't eaten, but I enjoy everything. Like I've eaten live octopus and stuff like that.
Just avocado.
Yeah.
It's the most beautiful. I mean, a perfect avocado cut nicely is just gorgeous, right?
It is. It is a neat fruit.
And it comes in its own bowl.
Is it a fruit? Because it has a seed on the inside.
Oh, there's the burgers. Hold on, wait a minute. Is the Santa Fe up there? Santa Fe. Oh, these are Smash Burger. Okay.
So Smash Mouth Burgers. If you are listening, where are you posted up today?
Yeah, and we can probably go on their Instagram because that is kind of their stick. They post where they're going to be.
You know what? I like anything with jalapenos. Jalapenos make everything better.
So you're more Texas. I
do like Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex. I do love a good jalapeno.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
But I like Mexican food more. That's if my wife and I were having this conversation the other day about like what cultural type food do we like the most?
Do you want to? Should we start at like a top 5?
I can't do it. I can't do a top 5.
Can we do a top 2?
I mean, I can do a top 2.
Okay.
And it would be Icelandic.
Icelandic, like Norway?
No, like Greenland, Iceland.
And Norway. That's still all. That's all up there.
Nordic.
Nordic.
Yeah.
It's like fish in a jar.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like weird
White fish.
It's like weird, white flaky fish, everything. But vegetables, their vegetables are amazing the way they cook them because they steam a lot of stuff.
Yes. Well, it's funny. I went to Stavanger. My first wife was Norwegian. Godspeed. But my son,
we all have the practice marriage.
the first wife. But we went to Stavanger and like for breakfast they have shrimp, hard boiled eggs, toast, vegetables. It's like, isn't this dinner?
Yeah.
No, this is breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's
awesome.
good.
Fresh.
It's good. Everything's fresh.
Down at the market getting some shrimp.
And then it would be Mexican food or like South American food in general.
Yes.
Because I've been down to Argentina and it's obviously completely different than what it is up in Mexico. But all of South America, I've loved the food.
Yes.
So
that's me. I would say.
Yeah, you're definitely Southwestern.
I would definitely say my favorite food is Mexican. Period.
It really makes me miss Achilles' restaurant though. Like the whole.
Yeah, I had for some reason I couldn't eat that food. I don't know why. I told him too. No offense, he knows it. There was the bread, something in the breading. Just when you're on the verge of being fat like me, it just takes the wrong. Yeah, it's just the wrong thing, and you're like, oh wait a minute, now I'm fat. Yeah. Fuck, I can't eat there ever again.
I went from this button being a little snug to not being able to button it.
I went to now I'm part of the Nationalist, or what was that guy? Your new favorite guy on the TV?
the Florida man from the Libertarian Party.
Yeah, I became that Florida guy with the Libertarian Party. I had a chafe mark under my gut from my belt buckle. Not good. Yeah. Oh no, it gets better.
Fucking thong horn.
We might have to post that on our Instagram.
Oh yeah, look, there's Gary Johnson right there.
Gary Johnson.
Yeah, he's actually
Oh my. Is that Jesus? Oh, it's Gary Johnson on the toast.
No, that's the dude from New Hampshire. Wears a boot on his head. He's from something else.
I think I see his face in the toast.
It might, yeah. It's something in the toast.
That's him.
But
that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say Mexican is definitely my favorite food.
Yeah, I would.
Every year I didn't do it this year, but every year I order 10 pounds of Hatch green chilies from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Well, from Hatch, New Mexico, and they come and I roast them on the grill, peel them, bag them, and then give them out to people that are important to me. Green chili. Have you ever had Hatch green chili?
I have not.
There they are. Look at that. They are awesome.
But I have grown green chili peppers and smoked them. So, no, not like smoked.
I remember they said that we tried smoking banana peels when I was a kid. They said they got you high. We're like, we'll smoke them. It didn't.
Obviously,
warning, it did not.
In a smoker,
right?
No, like I love smoked food. And that's the problem I came into the other day. Is like I really like barbecue. I really, really like barbecue. So it's like hard for me to. And we're talking about like different cultures and stuff like that. So it was like hard for me to actually pick. I kept coming get back to barbecue. Like smoked ribs. I love smoked ribs.
Yes, I just had some for Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, so it's like
delicious. My brother-in-law Timmy. Good job, Timmy. Them ribs.
Yeah.
And Smoking D's right here. They do a great job with barbecue. Yeah. Have you been to what's the place behind Iron Hill? Chaps.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh.
Absolutely terrible. It's
news break.
You know, all I think of is like because they're like
should try to get them on the podcast.
They're like Baltimore pit beef.
Yeah.
Right. They're not Bull on the Beach. You remember Bull on the Beach?
Yeah. Remember the paper?
Yeah. Like
it's a great paper.
That is the best Baltimore barbecue I've had, and they still have one down in Ocean City. I'm not sure if you know that.
What about when pigs fly up in Dover?
Yeah, that's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called something else. Well, it's not gone for any reason. Like the people retired finally. Yeah, I think that place has been around for 40 years.
I have a funny story. We used them to cater a wedding, and we got 2 big metal tins of pork, I guess it was. And, because we're like, we're going to have so many people. Well, we put them both in the oven. We had one in the top oven, one in the bottom oven. And then the next day, I'm like, what happened to that other tin of pork? Oh, I guess we ate it. I was like, geez, that's crazy. That's a lot of meat we ate. 6 weeks later.
Did it resurrect itself?
6 weeks later, my mom opened the lower oven. No, it was still sealed up. Not a smell to it.
Really?
But I didn't crack the seal. It It was.
If you'd have cracked it, you probably would have.
I would have died probably, but there it was 6 weeks
Just
later,
fermenting.
just bubbling. It's like, damn, we wasted that whole thing.
Yeah, it's probably. I don't know. It's probably expensive as hell too.
Yeah, it was expensive.
They were expensive. Period. I think they were expensive for what you got. But there's a new place there called now. It's like called a Rib Shack or I don't know, something like that. But they're only open like 3 or 4 days a week. So
Is that because of COVID? Do you think?
no, it's just how there's
Arrogant,
no, or maybe they know
special.
or maybe they know they're not going to do business Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So
Well, I mean that may be. I know that. Do you think it's smart? You know, when when Starbucks that was over here, you know, when they took over. Remember when Starbucks is where like Grandpa Max is?
yeah,
So when they left and they took over where the old KFC was, my buddy's like, we need to put a coffee shop right in there. Let's just put one right in, and then people will come and they'll think we're Starbucks, and then they'll realize we're not, and they'll still get a coffee.
and once everybody realizes that we're not, we'll just shut up doors and move
We'll go
on.
out of business.
Yeah.
But do you think that's like? Do you think when Pigs Fly leaves, it's smart to just bring another barbecue in and just act like
Well, we don't have any other barbecue up there either.
Right.
We have Mission Barbecue, but it's chain, and like personally, I'm not a real big fan of Mission Barbecue. They do a lot of things for the military, so I appreciate all that. But
Sure.
as far as their
thank
actual
you for your
food,
service, Mission Barbecue?
as far as far as all their food, I'm like, it's not that great. Like I make better.
So do you liquid smoke or original smoke?
What do you mean liquid smoke or original smoke? Like,
Do you like when people put liquid smoke
so
on stuff?
my wife puts liquid smoke in a lot of like slow cook stuff, and it's all right. But she also uses it sparingly.
Okay. I mean, if there's really no trend, I mean, if you can't really tell, but when I can tell liquid smoke, because I seem to like burp it up all through the rest of the day.
Gross.
It's brutal. I'm like, fucking liquid smoke.
But see, I can also tell the difference between somebody who's like pellet smoker and like a stick burn smoker.
Okay.
So
Do you like the trigger?
I have one.
Uh-oh.
My backyard is full of grill.
Broken bikes, ramps, and busted down grills.
So I have a Traeger. I have like a Blackstone skillet, and then I have my smoker's probably almost as big as this table. That's a stick burner. The stick burner takes a lot more attention.
Stick burner mean like wood?
Yeah, you use actual wood.
Okay.
And
Sticks.
yeah. So, but the food is always 10 times better.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot more attention, takes a lot more skill. Where like the Traeger, like anybody can get into smoking with a Traeger. So it's the convenience wise, it's nice.
Hey, can you pause it a second? All right, go ahead.
You know, we need somebody who does breakfast burritos though.
Yeah. Well, and that we'll pick up this conversation next time for our breakfast burritos, because we went over an hour and the whole world's like calling all of a sudden. So I gotta go.
All right, no problem.
I'll see you next.
Let's do Wednesday.
Next
No, what was it,
Wednesday.
Monday.
Next Monday.
Yeah.
Talk to your guy.
Yeah, I'll get Tom.
And I'll bring somebody if we can find someone, and let's just have another great spirited
Yeah,
conversation.
let's find some food to critique.
All right, bud.
All right.
Bud. Take it easy.
All right, you have a good one.
You too, bud. Bye.